What's up, Wisconsin DECA? My name is Noah Tompson from Greendale DECA, and in this CES video, we will be covering how to create a strong introduction. Firstly, it is essential that all those competing in a roleplay or oral presentation for their projects make a good first impression. This impression should lead the judge into trusting you and getting the most out of the rest of your roleplay. This means you should present yourself in a way that is respectful, professional, and personable. Ways you can do this is by shaking their hand for the correct amount of time. It is common practice for all competitors to shake the hands of their judges before beginning with their roleplay, but some do this incorrectly. Ways that you can correctly shake your judge's hand is by making sure it is not too dry or too moist, shaking their hand firm but not too tight, shaking their hand for 2 to 3 seconds, and making sure not to pull them forcefully into your hand or giving the handshake too much slack. Although this all sounds complicated, it is necessary for you to make sure your first impression starts out well. Depending on your roleplay, you should consider asking your judge if it is okay to sit down unless unnecessary. Then it is important to introduce yourself by clearly enunciating your name and position. Make sure that you do not confuse the judge by speaking too quickly or slowly, because this introduction is valuable to the rest of the roleplay. This would also be the time to ask the judge for their name. Using your judge's name in the roleplay is an effective way of being more personable with them. Finally, you should make sure that you are giving off a positive aura, as it is important that you do not present yourself as disinterested or annoyed. You can do this by making good eye contact, smiling, and having open body language. All this together should make sure that your judge is introduced to you in a positive way that sets you up in a professional, respectful, and personable way. Secondly, you should emphasize the important aspects of your presentation material. This means clearly telling your judge the idea you came up with for your situation or your roleplay, or the synopsis of your presentational material. Listing out how your idea complements the performance indicators listed by the roleplay makes it easier for your judge to grade your roleplay. The easier it is for your judge to grade your roleplay, the better you will perform. This means going as far as to specifically refer to the actual PIs word for word so that judges will be able to acknowledge them on their grading sheet. Thirdly, you should engage with your judge via small talk and back and forth. One of the most effective ways to do this is to ask questions to your judge on simpler aspects of your idea. For example, if you had to make a promotional piece for your roleplay, you could ask the judge if they would prefer the material to be red, blue, or yellow. Simple questions like this make your judge feel like they are being talked to, not talked at. Your judge is a person too. This means you shouldn't be talking to them like they are a wall, but like they are your new employee, manager, customer, or whatever their role in the roleplay is. Finally, it is important to be memorable. Judges are responsible for listening to your roleplays and the roleplays of many students, especially at SCDC and ICDC. This means it is crucial for you to leave your mark and be unique, whether this be through visuals or presentational materials, like simple business cards or complex graphs and images. Making sure that you want to do something personal and meaningful is a good practice to getting the judge to open up with you. When you make yourself unique and memorable to your judge, you should make sure that it is true to yourself. Experienced judges can tell when competitors aren't being upfront, so it is important that you set yourself apart. This can be through your own drawing style when making visuals, to introducing your material through your own personal anecdotes. The big takeaway is that you should do something that makes the judge remember you, the real you. Hopefully, now that you know these tips and tricks, you will be more prepared to deliver your judge the best introduction. Leaving a good first impression, emphasizing the most important parts of your presentation, engaging with your judge, and leaving a memorable impact on them. If you have any questions, be sure to use the email shown here in case. Otherwise, remember to be the one and have fun studying for your tests and roleplays.